quickly discuss navigating the road ahead when your baby has an HIE brain injury. And we're going to talk about looking at the long-term impact of that injury on your baby's development. And for this video, I'm going to cover three basic areas or three major areas that this developmental issue is going to cover. Before I go too far, I want to make sure that you understand that, first of all, no one can guarantee or predict to a 100% certainty how an HIE injury is going to impact your baby. So that's first and foremost. I want to make sure that I get that out of the way. But what I'm going to discuss with you today are the three areas that studies and research has shown might be impacted when your baby has an HIE diagnosis. And these are also three of the areas that most parents talk to us about when they contact us trying to figure out what caused their baby's traumatic brain injury. The first one is going to be developmental delays, and parents may see this in the form of their baby having a delay meeting certain types of milestones. And when we're talking about developmental delays and reaching milestones, this can be anything from crawling, this could be walking, this could be talking. All of these type of things, they might be impacted when a baby has an HIE brain injury, and your baby's pediatrician, more than likely, they're going to be tracking and they're going to be seeing these things, and you can have discussions with them in regards to how your child is progressing. The second one is going to be motor impairments. We can see motor impairments on your baby's development. And generally what we will see with this is your baby struggling to control their movements. They could have problems or they could have challenges with coordination. This could be balance. This could be fine motor skills. All of these types of things can be impacted when your baby has an HIE brain injury. Physical therapies and other types of therapies can come into play to help your child as it pertains to motor impairments, but motor impairments is also an area that is of major concern. And finally, it's going to be cognitive deficits. These types of deficits, they will impact your baby's cognitive ability, and this could be anything from the form of memory, this could be attention span, this could be problem solving skills. All of these types of things can be impacted from the cognitive side when your baby has an HIE brain injury. As they progress and as they age, specifically as they get to an academic setting, you may see these types of problems manifest themselves. And it's going to, again, depend on the severity of the injury. The more severe the brain injury, then the more impact that you may see in these areas: developmental, motor impairments, cognitive issues. These type of things, you may see more of an impact the more severe the injury. In addition to the severity of the injury, you also want to take time to try to understand too with the doctors where your baby's brain injury, what has been impacted by this brain injury. Where do they see this injury? Is it the basal ganglia, thalamus, brainstem? Are these types of areas, gray matter, white matter, are these types of things impacted by this HIE injury? And finally, if there is any type of suspicion, if the doctors or nurses, if they suspect that your baby has a brain injury, make sure that you talk with them about whether a cranial or a head CT scan is going to be done, or an MRI. These types of tools are critical in trying to understand your baby's HIE brain injury. So I know I talked about a lot today, but these concepts are important to know and to have a good understanding when your baby has an HIE brain injury and how this may impact their development moving into the future. If you have more questions, maybe you're watching this video today because your baby has an HIE brain injury at birth and you have questions as to what caused this. If that is what's going on with you, what I invite you to do is go ahead and get your cell. There is a telephone number down below. Go ahead and get your cell and give me a call. It doesn't cost you any money to talk with us initially about what's going on with your baby. When you contact my office and my secretary, make sure you pick a good date and a time to get on our calendar so we can know when to call you back. And in addition to that, we want to make sure that you have and you provide my secretary with a good email address, something that you check frequently, because sometimes we will have to contact with you back and forth through email. And we want to make sure that we're sending correspondence to you to an email account that you check frequently. And finally, I practice law here in the state of Maryland, and I know we can have people who will contact us. They are in the United States, but they're not in Maryland. If that is you, just remember that we have to use what we call local counsel or co-counsel. In other words, a lawyer in your state. And that's something that we can look to work to help you with. But I just want to make sure that you understand that co-counsel or that local counsel aspect of things if you contact us and you are not here in the state of Maryland. All right, that's going to be it for tonight's quick educational video. Again, I'm Marcus Boston, and I'm one of the childbirth injury and medical malpractice lawyers practicing law here in the state of Maryland at Boston Law Group, LLC. We'll talk with you next time. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day.